Hello, my name is Min Kobayashi, and today I'm going to be talking about a very sensitive subject. And that would be that in the last few days, a fellow booktuber has shared some views that are quite anti-LGBT, and it has caused a lot of people pain. And I would really like to have a Response to Toxicity in the conversation around safety and opinions and how we can have an open community as well as a safe community. This person shared this out of a faith-based view, and it's a faith that I also share. I don't agree with the statements. They hurt me. They hurt me that people think that it's okay to spread hate where there should be love. Today I had a conversation with one of my best friends. I reflected on the fact that 9 years ago I met them, and I was still really sheltered and really conservative, and I didn't necessarily know if I should even be friends with them because they were LGBT and from a different religion from me. Yet, through them, I really learned to listen to people's stories. I listened the value that I was never ever going to let people put them down because I loved them more than anything. And through that, I really got to learn the story of how it felt to be LGBT, how it felt to be Muslim, how it felt to be a person of color, and the discrimination that comes there. And also having all those identities mixed and what that means. And through my relationships, I became better educated. I became better informed, and through that heart, I really connected with people and realized why some of the views I had been taught were harmful and they were wrong. I've learned so much because people have given me a chance. I think that it's really important to not judge people by their worst mistakes. And yet, we want this place to be a safe place. And a lot of people stay in their small little nook for so long and they don't know. And that's why I love BookTube, because I realized if I had known BookTube earlier, I probably would have read more books with diverse leads. I probably would have read more stories where I would have fallen in love and realized why so many of these causes are so important. And who I am is shaped so broadly through the relationships with people of diverse backgrounds, as well as reading characters where I understand. Because when you love someone and when you experience those through their first hand mind, you can't hate them. There's nothing you can want to say is harm them. All you want to put is put a bubble around them and say, please stay safe. And yet I also want a community that allows people to experience that without actually harming them. Because I don't want people of the LGBT community to feel threatened. I don't want them to feel like they are devalued or hurt. And yet I want people that are a little bit more naive, a little bit more sheltered, to be able to experience that these people have stories and that they're more than just the identities they wear. And I don't know how that's going to happen if we don't let them in the community, but if we let them in the community and they're hurting those who have already had to deal with so much crap, then what kind of community are we? And that's where I'm stuck. I'm stuck between we need to have positivity in this community, and we need it to have a safe place, because that's how growth happens. Growth happens through openness. It happens through ability to have good discussions. And if we all think the same way, then we're not sharpening each other's minds in the same way. And yet, if we're making it a place where you can't express yourself and where you might be hurt, then you're also not learning. And how do we balance it? How do we have it in the middle? And I think that the first part is just for people to remember that even if you disagree with people, you shouldn't be terrible. You shouldn't be harmful. You should care about people beyond. But then you have people who have violated that trust, who have violated the sacredity of safety. And how do we deal with them? And I think that in this case, we needed to call people out. And yet, I also don't want that to be a result that makes that person hate the LGBT community even more. I don't want us to be people that fight fire with fire, and yet I also want retribution to happen and safety to be preserved. And how do we balance justice and mercy? How is there a balance? And I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I just want everyone to get along and get everyone to have their own opinion, and I don't know how to make that happen, but I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I would love to hear what you have to say on the subject, especially if you're from either of the extreme sides. I think that's really important. Or if you're in the middle and you're just as confused as me. And thank you for being a community where I've learned so much and I've expressed myself and I've been able to be opened, and I appreciate you and I adore you all. I really hope that you feel valued here.